here standing in front of some Genesis games, and of course that means we're going to be talking Sonic 4 Episode 1 for the 360, PS3, Wii. It's on the iPhone, I believe, as well. Yeah, so Sega decided to number a Sonic game. Now, if you have been playing Sonic games for the last few years, you know that they're not really up to par with average video games. They're not all that great. They're taking a different direction now with releasing colors and stuff like that. Going back to the more classic Sonic style, colors is very much like adventure. And with Sonic 4, it's not so much like the old classic Genesis Sonic games as much as it's like Sonic Rush. Sonic Rush being one of the only playable Sonic games for the past few years on the DS. And while the startup speed is still very slow in both games, the homing attack is of course there to kind of get you going. Classic Sonic fans are going to be kind of lost on that, unfortunately. That being said, Rush was a decent game, as is this. The problem with releasing it episodically, however, is it's very criminally short. For the price you pay for the game, you're maybe getting an hour of gameplay, no joke. Aside from getting the Chaos Emeralds, which is a cool take on the Sonic 1 special stages, where you're like in that big swirling maze. Now you control the maze Super Monkey Ball style. It's actually pretty fun. That being said, though, just the levels, you get three main levels and then the final level. Each have 3 acts each, and then a boss fight. The boss fights are all based upon previous Robotnik boss fights. And I say Robotnik, not Eggman, even though they refer to him like that in this game. You see what I mean? So regardless, nonetheless, the music's there. All the enemies are pretty much redone in 3D. You're going to see a lot of stuff. You're like, oh, I remember that guy from Marble Hill Zone from Sonic 3 or something like that. That being said, my main problem with the game is Sonic is not fast. He's not fast. It doesn't look like Sonic. He still has the stupid long legs that we've been used to for the last couple of years. It has a cool kind of cel-shading look to it that a lot of people I've heard are criticizing it. I think it makes a little, like a mix between 2D and 3D, almost just like a cel-shading, cartoonish kind of thing to it. You, of course, have the down spin dash, no up spin dash that was introduced in Sonic CD or anything like that. The homing attack, like I said, is back, and a big part of the game. There's some levels that have kind of a gimmick to them, like in one level, in this mine level, you're actually carrying a torch, and you have to light certain lights, and there's some puzzle elements. And the levels are no longer fast. It's not just strictly left to right, as we're used to. In some cases, you know, you're doing up and down, you're backtracking and stuff like that, doing a vertical level. And sometimes, I mean, in Sonic 2, for example, no level in that game should last you longer than 4 minutes. In this one, there are ones that go on for 8 minutes on average. So it's you gotta be ready to play some Sonic in Sonic 4. That being said, it is definitely a step in the right direction. Going back to side-scrolling Sonic, kind of ditching the whole Secret Wings, Black Knight thing, bringing back Sonic Adventure and Sonic Colors. So they're kind of on the right track here, and I'm gonna give them some pity points for that. It's nowhere near the godsend Sonic game that we've been waiting for, that some people have been hailing it as. I am going to give Sonic 4 Episode 1, however, a 7 out of 10. Gameplay's alright. It is very short, though, so if you're looking for something to take up more than a couple hours of time, this is not it. Sonic 4, check it out.